on to that place within human design. There's a part of our body that relates to ego, which is the heart center. The heart center. There are 9 centers in human design, in the human design system of the body graph, and the heart center relates to ego, and the heart center is the heart of things. It relates to willpower. It's all about willpower, ego, willpower. And so without ego, without willpower, it's not possible. It would not have been possible for us to have created this civilization with all of these things, to build all of these things, and because it requires will, it requires this ego to make sure that the tribe will have enough sustenance, will have enough resources, will have enough food to survive. You need the willpower to do that, to drive that thing. It's just that, the willpower thinks that, well, since we are the willpower, we've built temples, we built the all of the structures, we've created all of these things here, we're at the top of the food chain. So you do as we say, we do as I say. The willpower has this tendency to think that, that it controls and it's the one in charge. But it's not. It's just one component that's necessary. That's so people can get lost in the ego, because it's that thing, that leader kind of quality, will to make sure that the things will get done and produced here on the material plane, but it's not, those of us, and there's a percentage of us who are defined in our lives to have, ego, who are built on the ego. We're built to operate, to make decisions based on our, on their, I'm not one of them, who are built to make decisions based on their willpower, on that ego power. There's a way for them to operate using that will. And there's a healthy way to do it, and there's an unhealthy way to do that. And I would say most of the population are not built with that, with that kind of definition of a defined ego, a defined willpower. I'm one of them who's not. You yourself, you're not defined in your will as well. So there's a tendency for us type to try to, prove ourselves, to try to like really go out there and try to, well, he can do that. Well, I can do that too. Try to prove or try to improve ourselves by, pushing and trying to force our will onto things, making promises. Oh, I will do that, willing our way, forcing that will into making it happen. And most of the time when we push and we try to make things happen that way, we push on to people and we get pushed back, and we get, it leads into all kinds of confusion and all kinds of, resistance from others. Doesn't work out quite well. And so that's where that ego comes in, what we call ego, because we're trying to push to make it happen in a forceful kind of way, and it doesn't come across right. So it sees this ego, as a negative kind of ego type of thing, But there's a positive ego as well, because it's necessary. Without it, we wouldn't have all of the things that we have here. So there's a way, like everything else, there's a balance. Ego has its 2 sides. It has its 2 faces, just like everything else. We're living in a binary world where there's always this and that. So the greatest of things has the other side to it, has the shadow side to it. So I like to look at it from that perspective.
And that's great. And I think the key is to have awareness of that shadow and operate from the place that we operate from, but then again, have consciousness, or unconsciousness of that other side, and entertain it, not condemn it, or
exactly,
but
right.
Just
right. Recognize it, and well, that's why I'm saying, we're in a time of great awareness to become aware of these qualities and not just condemn them, like you're saying. I like that word. It's not about condemnation of it. It's recognition and awareness of it, and how, because sometimes it can be a positive thing, even that other side of it, the opposite side, or the polarity of the ego. It can be, there are times when, for example, I go into the gym, and I'm, my energy might not be the highest, and I see, a couple of guys over there, girls, whatever, working out and their bodies look amazing and it can be very inspiring. And I'm like, wow, okay. It just inspires me like, okay, I can do that. It gives me a little push to really, and it pushes me. So, you know, here I am trying to improve myself, but using the energy of that thing that I'm not to actually inspire me and to lift me up. And I've done that many times and it was quite good. You know, so there are moments when we can use the opposite side to our benefit, but it requires awareness of understanding that these two things exist and not just and how to navigate it, how to ride that out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, brilliant. Wonderful perspective. Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing.